We haven't felt as much impact as some of the other companies, probably because we have long-standing sponsorship contracts, and we're very fortunate to be working with Garmin, Transitions, and Palm, which I think are having stellar years themselves. Transitions is growing, Garmin is very stable, and we have a contract with them through 2012. The one thing that we do notice a lot of is we are typically paid sponsorship dollars in US dollars, and we typically spend in euros, so the foreign currency rate has an impact on our operations. We definitely notice a difference in consumer interest if something's produced in Italy or China or Colombia, wherever it may be manufactured. I know that there would be a huge premium to producing something here in the States, but you may have, several years ago I worked for Schwinn, and there was a price point where it was practical to still manufacture bikes in America versus in China. So I think that there probably is some area where we could be producing high-end goods here in the U.S., take advantage of the craftsmanship here, and not have to pay the economic and environmental impact of transferring things across the globe. It would take a substantial investment in property, plant, and equipment to set up a manufacturing facility here. So I can't imagine it would happen in much of the short term. But I think as the global mindset turns more towards purchasing goods that are locally produced, that we'll see more and more manufacturing of goods that the prices are even, whether produced here or there.
We currently manufacture overseas. We've done some manufacturing in the States, but it's cost prohibitive. I mean, our margins aren't good enough. We would go out of business if we just went right back to that model right away. I think you can maybe start bringing parts of your business back here, and we're going to look into that. But there is a whole supply chain to keep in mind too. I mean, I don't know if we have the mills, the trim factories, heat seal factories, all of those things set up here so that you can really get your product all made in the USA and cut and sewn here for a reasonable price. It's a little bit overwhelming, daunting process to try to consider making a switch to all at once. Our hardest issue that we grapple with every day is continuing to sell direct to the consumer through our online store and expos, and selling to stores who sell to the end customer. And I mean, there's a lot of intricacies in the process. You need to encourage people to come to your website and learn about your brand and learn about your culture and develop that emotional connection. And you want them to shop online, but you don't want to steal a sale from your great retail partners either. So it's a really tricky balancing act of trying to maintain that really high margin, excellent online business. It's very, very good for your profitability, yet at the same time driving the volume through the wholesale channel, because that's what gets your pricing down with your factories. It allows you to forecast inventory and all those things. So we're constantly trying to figure out how not to compete against our retail partners, yet still sell product direct to the customer. It's a tough line.